A very good evening to one and all. Let us start the introductory session. So, let me give you a very brief idea about what Pamba Mastery is. If you are new here, Pamba Mastery is a program that we do monthly on different specialities. So we had started with Nadi Pariksha around 3-4 months ago, and then we introduced Marma Chikitsa, and then we had cosmetology, and now we are coming out with Prasuti Danta and Stri Roga. So this basically is a platform or a learning, platform where we try to give a specialty or try to help people who want to develop a specialty in their clinics or in their practice with this mastery program. So I'll just introduce you to this time's the mastery, that is Prasuti Danta and Stri Roga. We will get to know the teachers, what are the subjects that we taught in the mastery program also. So before we start, let me introduce the president, Dr. Krishnadas P, and treasurer, Dr. P.K. Suresh of Pamba. Pamba is an organization for private Ayurvedic doctors, and we are the only organization exclusively catering to private Ayurveda medical practitioners. So not going into all this, just want to go to the subject as such. So we'll be introducing each teacher who will be teaching our sessions, and they will be telling you about the topics they will be teaching. Also, we have put all the details in all the groups so that it is easier for everyone to go through it. The brochures, everything is in the group. So we are not going to do that once again. So first, for introducing this topic, I would like to welcome Dr. Mamta KV. She's a medical superintendent, professor, Department of Prasuti Tantra and Stri Roga, SDM College of Ayurveda College and Hospital, Udupi. She had completed BAMS from AMB Hubli with gold medal and MD in Prasuti Tantra and Stri Roga from BHU Varanasi. She took PhD from NIA Jaipur. She racked up Young Scientist Award in Kaumara 2006 in the international seminar held in SDM College Hassan, and outstanding alumni by association of AMB Hubli. She has contributed many research works to Ayurveda, published several articles in peer-reviewed journals. She served as a research person for various programs. So let me call upon Dr. Mamta. Once again. Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, yes, sir. Welcome to Pamba Mastery, madam. Over to you, ma'am. You can start. Thank you.
Good evening, Sam.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. So it's my pleasure that Pamba is introducing you a course on Prasuti Tantra and Stri Roga. Prasuti Tantra and Stri Roga, even though Acharyas have not even a separate entity or in Astangas, it has not been included yet. I believe it's very thrilling branch, because just imagine handing over a bundle of joy to its parents. One, treating an infertility patient and giving them urine pregnancy test positive report. See the gratitude in the eyes of the patient, that itself is giving you the utmost job satisfaction, I believe. Like this, maybe it is Garbhini Paricharya, maybe it is Sutika Paricharya, maybe it is infertility treatment, maybe it is treating many of the surgical conditions with just Ayurvedic medications. It's everything is there in Prasuti Tantra. You take surgery, there is surgery. You take Panchakarma, there is scope for doing Panchakarma. You take medically managing the surgical disease, that is also there. Sthanika Chikitsa is there. Uttarabhaste is there. Deliveries. So everything. So this is a branch which you love to practice. Though during your student days, you thought that it is just a paper. But when you sit and practice, definitely you will realize that patients would be loving to opt for Ayurveda, particularly for their gynecological complaints or gynecological problems, because most of the gynecological preparations or the prescriptions in modern science, it's nothing but a hormonal supplement, and you know the complications of prescribing extrinsic hormones and getting in extrinsic hormones to change your intrinsic system. Now coming to the topics which I'm going to deal in this particular session is starting from infertility treatment. So female infertility, what are the different aspects of female infertility? What all investigations will give us the clue for diagnosis? In what way we have to proceed? And what is the management of this infertility will be dealt in brief, wherein the entire gynecology, we will have a bird's view on entire management of entire gynecological conditions. Then Garbhini Paricharya is utmost importance. Many of the diseases can impair the smooth course of pregnancy and make the pregnancy a complicated one, or make the patients feel that pregnancy is a nightmare sometimes. So Garbhini Paricharya of Ayurveda with this, and if the treatment for the Garbhini Vyapadas are done in the way of Ayurveda, probably that would give healthy offsprings to the population. So Garbhini Vyapadas in brief, but the most troubling and most disturbing problem of gynecology, disturbing problem of obstetrics in these days is gestational diabetes mellitus. At 23 years, 24 years, when we see the patients coming with high blood sugar report during pregnancy, and they themselves are frustrated to know that they are diabetic at such an young age and during the phase of life which they have to enjoy with the delicious dishes. So I will be discussing about the incidences, the signs and symptoms, diagnosis, differential diagnosis, complications, and the Ayurvedic management of gestational diabetes mellitus in the antenatal wing or the portions which I'm having. Then coming to the drastic increase in the incidences of cesarean section now is not only the problem of families. It's not only limited to the family members. It's becoming a global issue, and everyone is aspiring to reduce the incidences of cesarean section. The concept of Sukha Prasava, whatever said in the Ayurvedic classics, right from Garbhadana Samskara, if practiced with the sincerity, with the belief that Aptopadesheshu Videyaha Paramadaraha probably will give a very good outcome during pregnancy in the form of Sukha Prasava, a smooth labor with minimum pain, a maximum grown baby, a healthy baby, not only physically, even mentally and psychologically and intellectually developed fetus can be, baby can be obtained by this route of Garbhini Paricharya and Prasava Paricharya. So this Sukha Prasava aspect of the syllabus I will be handling. When the entire diseases come to an end, menarche to menopause, these menarche will never stop and the menopause will also never stop. So all these menarche to menopause, the problems which are intervening in the health of a female are discussed in the menstrual disturbances. So one important among these menstrual disturbances is Asragdara, or excessive and abnormal bleeding during menstrual cycle. So many uteruses have been sacrificed just for this complaint of Asragdara. Can we manage this Asragdara with Ayurvedic medicines? I would say in most of the conditions where the uterus was sacrificed, it's definitely an unnecessary. With the Ayurvedic line of management, Ayurvedic understanding of the, we cannot do anything that we very well decide if we know the topic of Asragdara to the depth of it. So I will be discussing about various aspects of Asragdara with the different case studies on it. Then coming to one more topic, that is of breast disorders. So usually when we were studying, we were said that breast is the area of surgeons, not of gynecologists. But when I sat for gynecological practice, I realized that definitely patients, particularly female patients, do never go to anyone else other than their gynecologist for any complaint of their private parts. So it may be uterus, related to uterus, or it may be related to the breast. So various breast disorders which are explained in Ayurveda, but the modern correlation, whether how it has to be managed clinically in a gynecological clinic is being discussed, will be discussed in the classes on breast disorders. So this is the brief description of the topics which I will be covering in the forthcoming classes. So with these, I welcome you all to this Pampa introductory class. I believe this experience of yours to know gynecology, to understand gynecology, and to have confidence, develop confidence in the area of gynecology, to bring it a practical reality. It's not only in the shlokas, it's not only in the textbooks. Whenever we bring it to a practical experience, when we make it a practice to treat all diseases with pure Ayurvedic management, definitely it will boost your confidence, and definitely it will add up to the population of patients which will come to you. So with this, I wish you all the best to join this and to enjoy this particular course. Thank you, Shyam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for that. I do remember when going, I just went to Udupi once with my father, and she was, Mamta madam was doing a surgery at that time, and I was able to just see the surgery for us, a little bit while on that day. And I was thinking, there are some states where we are not able to practice Prasuti, have deliveries and all. And I was just thinking how, developed Udupi is on that aspect. Thank you, ma'am, for that. Let me now call upon the next person. Also, my friend, Dr. Rahul, is putting a link in the chat. If you are interested, you can join that. It's a WhatsApp group where you can join, and all the details will be given in that group. So you can join that if you are interested. Next, we have Dr. Sitara Satishan. Dr. Sitara Satishan, Assistant Professor, Department of Prasuti Tantra and Sriroga, PNNM Ayurveda College and Consultant Physician in Kerala Ayurveda Nilayam, Kavalappara. Former Assistant Professor at Ashtangam Ayurveda College and Consultant Physician at various hospitals. She has an eminent academic track of being university topper in PG and college topper in UG examination, and bagged prizes for paper presentation during her academic years. Completed a UG from Vishnu Ayurveda College, PG from Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, PG Diploma in Yoga from Annamala University. She has published many articles, presented papers and posters in various national and international seminars. She is also a faculty of our own program, Pamba Rasalute. So over to you, Dr. Sitara. Hello. Dr. Sitara, hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yes.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Hello, good evening. Okay, good evening all. Once again, thank you Team Pamba for giving me an opportunity to be a part of Pamba Mastery Program. And as Mamta Madam told, Prasuti is such a thrilling subject, and you have this 22 days here to gather more about both the theoretical and practical aspects of PTSR. Okay. So today I'm here to give you a brief discussion, regarding the topics that I am going to deal in this Pamba Mastery section. First, I'll be dealing with neuroendocrinology in relation to reproduction. We know that in PTSR, we need to know more about the hormones, the female hormones, the estrogen, progesterone, or we should know all about these hormones to have a better understanding of the diseases. So for that, first we need to know clearly about the hypothalamo-pituitary ovarian axis. So I'll be dealing with in detail about the neuroendocrinology of the reproduction. In that section, we will in detail study about the menstrual cycle, the ovarian cycle. Once you get a clear picture about the neuroendocrinology of reproduction, it will be easier for you to understand the pathology of various gynecological complaints. Once you know the exact relation of the HPO axis, it will be easier for you to suggest the investigations also regarding various gynecological disorders. So first, I will give you an introduction regarding the neuroendocrinology. Then the first disease that I'm going to deal in this session is dysmenorrhea. In that session, we will deal with how a patient present with dysmenorrheic features in an OPD, how you can differentiate primary dysmenorrhea from secondary dysmenorrhea, and what are the necessary investigations that you have to do in a dysmenorrheic patient, and what are the different line of treatment that you have to adopt in treating primary dysmenorrhea and secondary dysmenorrhea. And the third topic is regarding amenorrhea. In that session, we'll be dealing with what are the conditions that lead to amenorrhea. In which all cases, you have to refer the patient to the allopathic section for further investigation. What are the conditions that we can manage, and what are the possible investigations that you have to do in amenorrheic patient. The fourth topic is menopause. That in that session, we'll be dealing with the endocrinology of the menopausal transition. And we already know that in our OPD, the patients usually come with various type of menstrual patterns, like severe bleeding, no bleeding for 2 to 3 months, like that various presentations we can see. So in this endocrinology of menopausal transition, we'll be dealing with the various OPD presentations of perimenopausal and postmenopausal issues, and what are the management that we can adopt to tackle that situations. Then my last topic is essentials of women care from puberty to menopause. Actually, this will be a winding up session, and in this session, we'll be dealing with the necessary precautions that a woman should take during the period of puberty, during the period of the reproductive age, and also during the menopausal period. Once if she is able to follow some routines in her life, it will be easier for her to avoid various sort of the gynecological disorders that we are seeing today, and also she will be able to have a better menopausal period too. So in the last session, we will be dealing with all the necessary precautions that a woman should take throughout her life to avoid almost all the type of gynecological issues to have a better reproductive life. Okay, so once again, I welcome you all to this Pampa Mastery program for 22 days. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sitara. Thank you for that wonderful talk. Next, we are having Dr. Divya CS. Dr. Divya CS is working as the Associate Professor and a Chodi in the Department of Prasuti Tantra and Stri Roga at Shantigiri Ayurveda Medical College, Palakkad. She had done her BAMS at Sri Jayendra Ayurveda College, Chennai, CRCDM at Pune University, and MS in Prasuti Tantra and Stri Roga at SDM College of Ayurveda, Udupi. She is also having education qualifications like Yoga Shiromani and Fellowship in Medical Cosmetology from ILAMED, Bangalore. She worked as a consultant physician in Kottakkal Ayurvedashala Agency, Bangalore, consultant physician at Sri Krishna Ayurveda Medical Center, Vadakancheri, Kerala, and as assistant professor in Department of Prasuti Tantra and Stri Roga at PNNM Ayurveda Medical College, Tirupati, Kerala. Her areas of interest are medical practice, clinical research, and teaching. So over to Dr. Divya CS. Hello, madam. Please unmute. Yes, Dr. Divya. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Sham. Namaste, Dr. Mamta Madam. Mamta Madam is my teacher. I'm so grateful to be here today and to join this team of Pampa Mastery. It's a wonderful platform for the practitioners, especially the new practitioners who have just passed out from the college and starting a clinical practice. I'm feeling jealous of you all because we never had such programs when we passed our BAMS. So you can utilize this program, and we have some wonderful teachers like Dr. Mamta here. She have so many years of experience. Whatever I am going to teach you will be something which I have learned from SDM Udupi and from her. So I'm glad to be here. Then I would like to discuss a little bit about the topics I'll be dealing with in Pampa Mastery. So the first topic is applied anatomy of female reproductive system in understanding Yoni Vyabhat with special reference to displacement of uterus and abortions. So I will be dealing with the basic anatomy completely, so that in understanding a disease, we all know that how important the anatomy, the normal anatomy is, to understand what have gone abnormal or where there something is gone wrong. So it's important to understand that, and also to understand the reports. When there is something wrong in the reports, you should know it. So those things are very important. Even though in BAMS we have studied, we have learned the investigations and anatomy as a part of our syllabus, we tend to forget the entire anatomical abnormalities when it comes to the clinical practice. So it is a very important topic, and I will try to give you a very picturesque type of presentation so that the understanding is really important. And also we can have a discussion after the class, especially displacement of uterus. There have been many researches done in Ayurveda where the surgery, where there is a surgical intervention advised by a modern physician, and with Ayurveda, many patients have gone back to maintenance by good health and lifestyle. So those things we can discuss during the first class. And also abortion, what all abortions that are preventable, the recurrent abortion, especially some of the treatments and managements prescribed in the classical practices, all those things we will be discussing, and also some of the practices we are doing in the clinical or on the clinics. All those things will be dealt with in the first class on 9th. And the next topic is examination and investigation in gynec and obstetric and breast pathology in clinical practice, and the requirement to set up a clinic in OPD level gynec treatment. I have put my heart and soul in this because the setting up a clinic is always a tricky part. Why? Because we don't know, people will give you all kinds of advices, and you end up buying all the medicines and all the instruments. So whatever minimum basic is required, only those things we need to get. And we always have to start with a humble start. So that is something which, whatever I know, I will be discussing with you about some medicines, some instruments, and how to set up a clinic with minimum things and requirements. And also some investigation. I will be showing you some videos of investigations and examinations, both the speculum and pervaginal examination and breast examination videos I will be showing you for a better understanding. And next topic is obstetric care in Ayurveda with preconceptional, antenatal, and antenatal care in clinical practice. There is a huge vast opportunity in antenatal care in Ayurveda, because we are actually strengthening the pregnant women in no other way than any other medicines possible around the world. So people are looking upon Ayurvedic antenatal care. I have also put some of the yoga knowledge which I have got in the antenatal care practice. So we will discuss about that. I'm so excited to discuss these things with you. And the last part will be, the fourth topic will be Yoni Vyapat Nidana in the current era. So Dushtartava, Abhadravya, Bija Dosha, all those things are coming, but how we can correlate it in the modern world, how people are, what are the behavioral changes that have caused different Yoni Vyapat in the current era, that I will be discussing with you. And later we can understand what all lifestyle changes we can do for a healthy living, especially in women, and gynecological disorders, how to prevent them. All those things will be discussed in the last class, that is on 17th. So these are the 4 classes I will be dealing with. So I'm looking forward to meeting you and discussing with you, and also looking forward to hear to gurus like Dr. Mamta and all the other doctors here. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Dr. Shyam. Thank you, Pampa Mastery, for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Divya. Thank you. Thank you. Next, we'll have Dr. Shaman Ramachandran. Dr. Shaman currently works as Director and Chief Physician in Arogya Niketanam Multi-Specialty Ayurveda Hospital and Research Center, Kuttipuram, Malappuram, Kerala. Completed BAMS from PNLM Ayurveda College, Cheruturthi, CDNI, and PGGAP from NIA Jaipur. Dr. Shaman Ramachandran successfully treated 500 plus infertility cases in the past 5 years. He is also the chief editor of Veda Niketan Journal, which is Kerala's first Malayalam monthly e-health journal. Presented papers in various seminars on infertility, and he is also very young and upcoming doctor. Dr. Shaman, hello.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hello. Yes, over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Shyam, sir. Very good evening to all. I'm very happy to be a part of this faculty because the respected Mamta Madam, and as Divya Madam said, Mamta Madam is the teacher of Divya, and Divya Madam is the teacher of mine, and I study from her. Also very happy to know me for being a faculty with them. Anyway, my topic is this is a simple topic, but a very most important topic in the treatment line of infertility. That's the importance of counseling in infertility treatment. Nowadays, it is very important that the counseling sector of this infertility field is very much important. So that will be dealing by myself. I'm very happy to be a part of it. I'm not telling more about infertility counseling because it's a suppressed topic and how to have a contact with the infertility patients, that means the husband and wife. It's a first step for an infertility treatment. That to understand the way of treatment and and also to have a good sense of treatment with them. That means infertility is a life crisis where the patient is affected by a lot of psychological and emotional factors. This can be from the medical causes and their efforts in the states of childless is involuntary. So let's have a good section in that. I hope so. Anyway, thanks for adding me as a faculty in this Pampa Mastery class, Professor Chandra. And very thank you for Dr. Shyam sir and all the other doctors. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shaman. Thank you. Thank you for that. Again, I just want to tell, that our course is, we will consider ourselves successful in this conducting this course if you people participants start practicing this. So we'll be having a talk on how to set up a clinic and everything also included in that. So I'll just come to the topics again. Right now, let me call upon Dr. Bharadas Narendra. So Dr. Bharat, S. Bharat Narendra, BMS, MD, PhD, Associate Professor and Department Head of the Department, Roga Nidana Department, Sri Jendra Surya Ayurveda College and Hospital, Chennai. A research interest in the field of infertility. He has done his PhD in infertility, devised a new Arohana Matra Basti technique and has standardized 3 symptoms in male factor infertility. It takes care of the regular Kaya Chikitsa OPD department at SJSAC. And hospital Nasarupet. Owns 2 clinics at the heart of Chennai, Bharat Clinic and Vibhag Ayurvedic Center at T Nagar. He has done more than 4,000 Uttaravastis. He has been practicing at various hospitals and clinics under Dr. Asif Ali's Panjarma Hospital. Lots and lots to say about him, but more than that, he is also my classmate. So I'll give it. I'll hand it over to him, and he is the one who will be teaching us the male infertility part of the topics. Over to you, Dr. Bharat.
Thank you, Dr. Shyam. Namaskaram to one and all. Basically, we'll be dealing with male infertility in this 2-3 classes that I'll be handling. First of all, welcome you all to Pamba Mastery. This is a great platform for you to learn both about female infertility, male infertility, antenatal care, postnatal care, and all that. We have specialized people who are going to talk about all these things. When it comes to male infertility, right under our noses, this is also becoming one of the pandemics. Around 8 to 10 million cases per year are seen. So, you can just understand, in India alone. So you can understand the kind of scope that you will be having, the number of patients that you'll be having once you start treating. So this kind of a scope is not seen in many other sectors. Fertility is one of the places where the doctor also claims a lot of experience, and the more you study, the more you will understand, and the more you will practice, and the more patients you will get. Okay. So, and in my practice, what I see is these kind of specialists in infertility in Ayurveda or in any other system except for allopathy. Specialists in infertility are very less when it comes to specific areas. That is, if you are, for example, in Cochin, in your area, there might not be too many specialists in fertility, but obviously there will be a lot of Ayurvedic physicians over there. So obviously you will be, labeled as one of the good fertility doctors. Now I handle both male and female infertility, but because my area of research is male infertility, I have taken that topic here. What we'll be looking at is completely Ayurvedic diagnostic methods and guna-based diagnosis in many male infertility cases, and how do you select medicine. I'm not going to tell you a list of medicines that you can prescribe in each and every case. That will absolutely defeat the uh, aim of the class that I'm taking. How to select the medicine based on the gunas is what we're going to look at. And then treatment modalities, obviously different treatment modalities which are there in our classics. We'll be having a look at it. We'll also be looking at how to apply the Nidana Panchaka in treatment. When you say Nidana Pururupa Rupa Vishayan Samprapti Vikatanameva Chikitsa. So obviously each and every disease can be, each and every condition can be looked upon from a Nidana Panchaka point of view. I'll be telling you why it is important to look at it from that point of view. That's very important actually. And as I told you, I will not be giving you for each and every condition, I will not be giving you a specific set of medicines that I use, but I will, of course, I'll give you a long list of medicines that can be used, but that will be a general one. Why I don't do this is, as I told you, medicine selection is by its own accord, it's an art. Now you need to learn it. Once you learn how to select medicines, then you will not be asking anybody, sir, what medicine you used in urethral stricture, what medicine you used to improve the count of a person or the motility morphology of a person, what medicine you use to cure varicose veins, because there is no single medicine. For example, if you take even Jwaram, there is not we don't have one paracetamol which is going to cure everything. And I think that is a good thing in Ayurveda. You can have tailor-made subjective treatments for each and every person, which is highly precise, and it will cure the patient very soon. It will not just give a short-term cure. And I will also at last be discussing, in the last class, I'll be discussing my designs, like how Dr. Sham told, I have my own Arona Matra Basti technique. I'll be telling you how I did it. And then I have some different Uttravasti techniques, which are not exactly according to the book, but they are very useful and to today's world, what kind of ahara vihara they have, or we have rather. According to that, there are some small changes that you'll have to make. I'll be teaching those things also. So basically, this is what we're going to look at when it comes to male infertility. I'll also be showing you some success stories where extremely good results have been we have seen, and I will also be telling you where I failed initially in my practice and how I overcame that. So once again, I welcome you all to this Pamba Mastery classes. Make use of this. You'll be learning a lot from this, and you can have specialized practices. You can specialize your practice. You will be known as a fertility person or an infertility person, however you want to call it. So I also thank Dr. Sham and his team and the Pamba Mastery team for giving me this opportunity to be one of the faculties of this team. Thank you all.
Thank you for a wonderful talk. Again, the last to sum up everything, I would like to call Dr. Gayatri Bhatt. Dr. Gayatri Bhatt is currently working as professor in HOD, Department of Prasuti Tantra and Stri Roga. She has completed her UG from Government Ayurveda Medical College, Mysore, and PG from SDM College of Ayurveda, Udupi. She was awarded as the best teacher and practitioner by Ukrainian Association of Ayurveda and Akshara Abhisheka by DC Hassan. She has 28 years of clinical and 20 years of teaching experience. She has given many radio and television talks on Ayurveda for women health. She was in London, UK as a faculty of Ayurveda for years. Recently, she visited Ukraine as a resource person on the International Conference on Ayurveda. She has published 30 research articles, organized National Seminar on Sudhiga Paricharya, conducted obstetrics and gynecological surgeries independently, and more than 3,000 normal deliveries. She racked up Best Doctor Award from SDM since 10 years. So let me call upon Dr. Gayatri Bhatt. Hello, madam. Hello. Hello. Madam. Madam, hello. Hello. Yes, ma'am. You're not audible well. Okay, perhaps she's in the theater now. Maybe that is the reason. Hello. We are having some trouble getting her voice. Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, now.
Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Now it is.
Thank you, Shyam. Thank you
Yes.
for
Okay.
introducing me. And also thank you for giving opportunity in such a wonderful and unique program. Like the intention behind this program is very special, that to train the practitioners, because I have observed when after my previous talk, I was called by a few practitioners. They said it was very much helpful, and because different parts, different colleges having different exposure. Prasuti is concerned. All the colleges are not having clinical exposure. So the thing is, but the public expect the same knowledge and same treatment, same success from all the practitioners. But the knowledge what they get minimal. And this is very wonderful, very much wonderful program. I congratulate for that. And as far as my topic is concerned, I was given because I like obstetrics. I'm an obstetrician, and also, but my passion is actually in Stri Roga. Now I have given topics like Garbha Vyapat, and especially in the Garbha Vyapat, we get Upavishtaka, Garbha Shosha, Upashushka conditions. All these together we consider as intrauterine growth restriction, and which is a very common condition we get in our clinical practice. And we know that whenever the case, we think that there is in the fetus, and we are answerable to public if something goes wrong, and we don't have a proper treatment. But with our treatment modalities, and we can treat this intrauterine growth restriction. We can prevent as well as manage, and we can improve the weight of the fetus by our treatment modality. I'm going to explain the causes, taking the involvement of Tridosha, mainly Vata.
Hello, madam.
And a little about the why it happens, and what the Nidana by Ayurveda and the treatment. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We just lost you for a second. That's all. No problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the things we are supposed to explain. I am going to explain. And I think next topic is abnormal vaginal discharges. I think whether it is abnormal vaginal bleeding or abnormal vaginal discharges, I didn't get clear. If it is abnormal vaginal bleeding, then I'm going to explain about AUB. That is different polymenorrhea, oligomenorrhea, and the menorrhagia, menometrorrhagia, such bleeding disorders, which is very much essential to know. In clinical practice, we get very often, every day, day-to-day practice, we get ladies with menstrual abnormalities. If it is vaginal discharge, abnormal vaginal discharge, then maybe Pittala Yonimapat, Kaphaja Yonimapat, the candidiasis, vulvovaginitis, such things I'm going to explain, the causes, organisms and all, and doshic involvement in that, and the drugs or the Sthanika Chikitsa, maybe Yoni Purana, Yoni Prakshalana, Pichu, and such things, and along with the oral medication. Also, I may even I may cover with the Panchakarma management for such complaints. Next, I think the topic given is, can you, next topic. Yeah, next topic given is Sthanika Chikitsa, Panchakarma and Uttarabhasin Prastutam Stri Roga. I'm going to tell everything SOP about Sanika Chikisa, that Varti, Pichu, Yoni Prakchalana, Lepana, Purana, everything, and the role of Panchakarma in treating gynecological problem, and that I'm going to explain. And Uttarabasti, its role in female infertility as well as Asragdhara, bleeding, Yoni Shula and all. And another topic.
Hello, ma'am.
I'm not getting one more topic. I think it is Kutika Paricharya. So here, postnatal care in Ayurveda, the classical practice of Kutika Paricharya. Here, once again, whatever classically is explained, the Deepana Patana, that day-wise, first day, second day, third day, Paricharya is explained, Ahara, Vihara, Aujada, according to date, according to Prakriti is explained. I will explain theory as well as more practical. Along with that, I also may cover within Kutika Paricharya, I also may cover the different practices in different parts of our country, achieved by maybe Kerala, Karnataka, a few places. It's a benefit, how the people are getting benefits out of this. These are the topics I think I am given. So I hope the practitioners will get benefited and they get confidence in treating such cases. Thank you, Shyam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Those are the speakers of our program, the teachers who will be teaching us. And also, as I told you before, the basic aim of this mastery program is so that the private practitioner or the practitioner can develop their own specialty. At least, this is the first step in their, starting a specialty of their own. So let me now share the screen once again, and I'll answer a few of the questions that the participants have sent in the chat box. As you all know, these are the guidelines that we want all the registrants to follow. So the registrations will be done through Razorpay, the link that we have sent, and of course, if you are joining the WhatsApp group that is posted in the chat by Dr. Rahul, in that group we will be sending it again and again. So that it'll be easier for you to join. We'll be taking only payment through Razorpay, and please fill up your full name, because that name will be used to fill the certificates, right? To give you the certificates, and the name if you have entered is wrong, please make sure that it is not wrong, it is correct. Okay, please do it. Also, please note that the designation and all you don't have to put. Designation, you have to enter which college and everything, all the details correctly in that. The number that you provide, the mobile number that you provide for this registration, please make sure that it is a WhatsApp number, so that you can be added to a WhatsApp group. So how we do is we'll be forming a WhatsApp group with the teachers, so that after each class, if you have a question, if you have doubt regarding that topic, you can put in that group, and the teachers, whenever they have time, they will answer that. So that is how we do things here. So WhatsApp group, if you need to be in the WhatsApp group, you have to give a WhatsApp number. Then limited seats are available. I think already we have around 30 participants already registered. Trainings are eligible. Yeah, certificates will be provided for the participants, and we will be sending the certificates after the course is completed in their mail. Okay. And again, please note that the students will not, when you are joining through the students link, you will not be adding the term DR prefix to their name. So please make a note of that. Yeah, the roll numbers will be given once we finalize the registrants. We close the link. We'll be putting roll numbers in. We'll be assigning roll numbers to each and every participant, and we'll be putting in that group. And you have to have that roll number when you come inside the room, so that it will be easier for us to let you in. All those details will be given to you once you are registered, and we'll be having a orientation program usually the previous day evening, and we'll be giving you all the details like that later. Yeah, this is something that we have to stress. That is, your video should be on. if you are interested in joining this. Your video should be on and you should be visible. See, there are programs where you get certificates just by giving the money. We don't want to be like that. We take a long time to fix teachers for this. We find eminent teachers for this. We make sure that the program is high quality that we get. So the only requirement that we need is from you is that you have to be visible. The thing is, like, we don't believe in certificates or writing exams, not mugging up. We have to make sure that you are present, you have participated in the program. So you have to be present with the video on. We don't have exams after this course. We just make sure that you are present each and every day, and the participation attendance is also mandatory this time, and you have to have at least 80% of attendance. Yes, some leeway we can give, but not much. So that is what our policies are. So I just have to make this very clear, because some people do not do it. If you are camera conscious, you can wear a mask. That is no problem at all. Okay. Then online panel, Zoom. Meetings are going to be in the Zoom platform. Participants requested to you have to come a little bit early, and a few of the other things I will be saying during the orientation session. These are the modules that we have already sent to you in the brochure form. If you are interested, you can join the WhatsApp group, and we will put once again. This is what basically our program is going to be like, and I'll just answer a few questions. Okay, the first question is from one participant from outside India, I believe. Okay, yeah. So yeah, recordings. Yeah, about the recording, we have recording facility for the PAMBA members only, not for the participants. So if you are a PAMBA member, PAMBA is Private Ayurveda Medical Practitioners Association. If you're a PAMBA member, then you will be able to get the recordings, which will be available on our website. Okay, and for a short period of time, most probably 1 month. Okay, then link of PAMBA master class. Yeah. If you have any doubts, you can put in the chat and I'll try to answer them. Yes, another is how to study for a specialty practice. Yes, that is the exact idea behind the mastery program. So after this program is completed, you should be able to, treat, the most common gynecological and cases. So that is what our basic aim is, and you have to be capable enough to advise, the pregnant ladies on their diet and schedule, etc. So all these will be taught by our teachers. That is what this program is aimed at. This classes will be starting on 9th. So we have 6 more days, and 9th we'll be starting, and continuously 21 or 22, I don't remember. That many days classes will be there. Okay. Then yes, if you miss a class, if you are a member of PAMBA, you will be able to get the recordings on our website. I did not get the last question. Dr. Vivek, can you please post once again? Registration fee is 3,600 rupees for a practitioner and 2,800 for students. But please note that the students, registrations will not have the prefix doctor. Okay. Yes. Uttaravasti. See, we'll be showing, the teachers will be showing the practicals that they can, come up with in the videos, as videos. But hands-on training, if you need, you can, after this, you can go to these teachers if they are teaching, and you can get the practice from there. That's all we can say. We cannot do that in, virtual platform, right? So what we can do is teach you or show you how it is done, and then you'll have to go someplace and study for hands-on training. Okay. And Uttaravasti and all, I don't think you need that much, you don't have to worry that much, I think. Yes, a different time zone. Yes. Yes, if you are a registered doctor and if you are in the private sector, you can apply for a PAMBA membership. So that is the basic two things that is mandatory to be a PAMBA member. You have to be a registered practitioner of Ayurveda, and you have to be, in the private sector. Only then you will be able to get the PAMBA membership. Or else, if you are a student, then you can take a PAMBA students membership. That is also fine. Okay. Yes, you can contact me. My number is there. My name is Dr. Shyam Mohan. My number is there on the screen. You can take it down, or you will find it in the brochure also. So please take it down, and you can contact me directly, and I'll help you out with any other queries. Very sorry, if you are a PG student, then you are a registered doctor. Once you are registered, we consider you as a doctor. So you have to pay through the practitioners link. If you're, if you're registering through the link of students, there will be no DR, even if you're a PG student. No, you don't have to have a Razorpay account. If you have a debit card, ATM card, you can pay in Razorpay. And yes, there is a complaint about the PAMBA app also. PAMBA has come up with the PAMBA application, mobile application, Android. So you can go there and you can see the videos. All the Resolute videos are free. All the free Resolute videos you'll be able to see. The app is there. We will check that out, of course. So I hope that is all the questions. And if you have any more doubts, you can contact me in my number later. So let us close now. Yes, the membership fees of PAMBA is 590 rupees per year. So I don't think Ayurvedic people are, need to worry about 590 rupees. Yes, it is. No, not Apple. It is there in the Android shop. Google Play Store. It is there. All you have to go there and search for PAMBA. You see our logo, and this is our logo. I hope you can see on the link. Sorry, on the screen, and you can take that. Yeah, the dates will be starting from 9th onwards. We'll be starting for 21 to 22 days. Okay. The last date of registration will be 7th. 7th evening we will close the registrations. Okay. Or if we, if the number of people are exceeded, also we'll close. Okay. So that's how we do. So I hope it is clear. If you have any more doubts, please do contact me directly. My number I have already given you. So let us close now. I just have to thank my team: Dr. Shabana Balshyam, Dr. Rahul J, Dr. Veena Perugunathan, Dr. Anisa Sashraf, Dr. Rajeshri T.R., Dr. Pooja N, Dr. Fatimat KK, and Dr. Sudhir Radhakrishnan. These are the guys you will need to contact if you have any problems. So just a thought for tomorrow when you wake up: never stop learning, because life never stops teaching. So with that, let us close. Let's all grow together on your skills every day. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Thank you all. Thank you, teachers. Bye.